Please do not quit your job to become an entrepreneur and start your business, okay? I know that might sound crazy coming from a 7-figure fitness coach who quit his job to pursue his dream of working with people and helping them get into better shape and making a lot of money. But this is the truth. In today's day and age, it's become so mainstream to become an entrepreneur. People are watching YouTube videos trying to learn how to make money online. Everybody has access to a cell phone where they can create content and create an amazing life for themselves where they're making a lot of money. But here's the deal. A lot of people jump the gun and they quit their jobs too soon. Or a lot of people don't actually think it through before they decide to go all in on their business. Because here's the truth. I'm somebody that has absolutely hated every single job that I've ever had where I had to report to a superior, where I had a boss that told me where to be, when I had to be there, and what I had to do throughout the day. I couldn't stand those jobs. But that's not everybody. Some people enjoy the consistency and the comfort that comes with a 9-to-5 job. Some people have various different interests and they want to dabble in different things. I'll give you a couple of examples. Ollie, who is somebody that joined Empire Blueprint, had a passion for fitness, but he also had a huge passion for being a computer scientist, for being a programmer. And so he had a job where he was making 6 figures a year. It would have been insane for him to just quit that job and pursue fitness coaching full time. And so what he did was he came to me and I taught Ali how to sell. I taught him how to build his fitness coaching business. And he did it all while working his normal 9-to-5 job. And he worked it up to a point where he was making $5,000 plus every single month just from fitness coaching, just in his spare time. And then on top of that, he was making 6 figures from his programming job. How great of a situation is that to be in? Especially for somebody like Ollie who likes going on fancy vacations. He enjoys the finer things in life. Now he has this thing that he's passionate about that can actually fuel his travel. It can fuel his lifestyle, and he doesn't have to risk spending the money that he's making from his consistent 9-to-5 job. Or I could give you an example of Yoop. Yoop is somebody who was working a job that was paying super, super well. And yet he came to me, and in his spare time, he started posting on social media. He started gaining followers, gaining traction, establishing authority with people. He got enough people coming to him every single month where he is now making $10,000 a month on top of his 9-to-5 job. Do you guys understand how impressive that is? To essentially be able to double your income just by simply working a couple of hours every weekday and on the weekends. The freedom that comes from being able to have something like that is insane. That way, if your job ever decides, hey, screw this guy, we're gonna can him, a lot of jobs do that. Spoiler alert, your corporation that you work for, it doesn't care about you. You might even enjoy the work. You might even work extra hard for that company, but they'll get rid of you in a heartbeat if it makes sense on paper. These people now have the ability to actually live a life that is free, even though they still work a 9-to-5 job. A lot of people will say, are you really free if you report to a boss? All these different things. These people report to a boss willingly, but they could leave. They could sustain their life just from fitness coaching, but they choose to stay where they're at, and they choose to do that one thing that they also enjoy while simultaneously participating in something else that they enjoy. Elijah is somebody who's making $5,000 plus a month from fitness coaching, and what he does is he picks up gigs where he's house sitting on the side, and he makes a ton of extra money from doing that. Jake Barron, somebody who came to me, he was working in construction. As a construction manager, he was already making 6 figures. And he said, you know what? I really, really like fitness and I actually like posting content. And one thing that I really love about Jake is that he told me that he enjoys posting content because it makes him better as a person. Like as he posts more content, he becomes more charismatic. He becomes a better speaker. He becomes more confident in who he is. He's naturally a very reserved guy. But I've been able to watch him transform, and now he's making $5,000 plus a month. And now, at the end of the day, he has exponentially more control over his life because he has the ability to make money independent of his job, of the corporation that has hired him. He can now take that money and do whatever he wants with it. You know, these people who have partners who want to provide for their kids, this is the best way to be able to do it. And you don't just need to quit your job right off the bat in order to do something like this. You can take the time, develop the skills in your free time, and also master your discipline. Because we all know that it takes a ridiculous amount of discipline to be able to work a 9-to-5 job and then go put in effort on your off hours to actually pour into something that you care about. But what you're doing is you're investing in your future. You're basically saying, hey, I could use these hours to go watch Netflix and just relax and unwind after my 9-to-5 job, but instead, I'm going to pour into these skills, and these skills are going to give me the ability to actually live a free life. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to throw it out the window as soon as you have this idea. Now, what I'll say is that from my personal experience with working all of these fitness coaches inside of Empire Blueprint, and from my experience as a fitness coach, I've never met somebody that was making more than $20,000 a month. So like $200,000 per year while working a 9-to-5 job. I've never met somebody that was making that much money as a fitness coach on top of a 6-figure job that they were working. So you have to understand that there are limitations, but it's a great way to get started making $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 per month off of an online fitness coaching business when you can actually still work your 9-to-5 job. So don't quit it. Don't just throw it out the window. You don't need to live this Alex Hormozi lifestyle where it's all or nothing. You're putting all of your chips at the center of the table. You don't need to do that. You can take things step by step. And it's going to require a lot of discipline, but you can also play your cards in a way that is very smart, a way that makes sense. You can make money like Ollie, like Jake Barron, like Yoop. All of these people have become incredibly successful all while working that job. So don't just quit. Don't just throw everything out the window. It's so funny to me how mainstream, becoming an entrepreneur has become. And it's like almost all these people, they feel like they need to do it or they need to not do it. And the truth is, I've seen so many people quit preemptively and say, all right, I'm going all in on this. When in reality, they should have taken longer to establish their skill set, because a lot of those people end up going back and working their 9-to-5 jobs, because it is a lot of stress to rely solely on yourself to bring in money every single month. That's a high level of stress that most people are not used to being able to withstand. It's a heavy burden, knowing that you are the one that has to go out and find deals. You're the one that has to go out and make the money. You're the one that has to go out and sell. You're the one who has to go out and post the content, run the ads, whatever it is. That is a lot of pressure to be put on you, especially when you're somebody that's worked a 9-to-5 job your entire life. I don't care how many Alex Hormozi videos you watch. I don't care how many entrepreneurial videos that you've watched on YouTube. Nothing is going to prepare you for that level of stress that gets placed on your shoulders when you quit a 9-to-5 job and you decide, hey, I'm going to go into this business full time, and you have bills to pay every single month. That is stressful. That is extremely stressful. So don't quit your job preemptively. Understand that this is something that you could do at the same time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are interested in joining Empire Blueprint, where I help fitness coaches make money from their passion, personal trainers looking to go online, or if you're looking to go full-time, or whether it's just part-time and make some extra spare money on the side, you can feel free to apply in the description down below. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.